What's up YouTube, it's your boy the Ol Drunken Geek, and in today's video I wanted to address the CW DC Universe shows. Alright, so Legends of Tomorrow, let's get into it because I was not a huge fan of seasons 1 or 2. But I was enough of a fan to keep watching. I don't know, I was like, I don't know why I keep doing this to myself. The characters are good and the actors that play the characters bring a lot to the role, and I was like, it's just an inch away from being good. It always felt like it was almost about to be good, and then they made another stupid episode, and I was like, eh. Now I'm gonna admit, this year has been kind of different than previous years for me. I'm more into my creative work now. As some of you may know, I'm an actor, so I've been doing acting stuff. It's also a really tough year for me. I lost some friends, stuff like that. And in previous years, when I had like a 9-to-5 job, I could just go home on the day. I'm not the CW app guy. I wouldn't watch it. I would watch that shit live, son. I don't even have cable. I would hook up my fucking antenna, my fucking rabbit ears, and watch my shows. But this year's, like I said, was a lot different than other years, and I've had to watch it in retrospect. I finished Arrow, I finished Flash, and this season of fucking Legends of Tomorrow, I have not finished just yet. I'm only halfway through it, but this season was really good. Compared to the past seasons, this is where I feel like this season really starting to hit its stride, and I'm glad. They introduced some new characters that some of them I didn't quite like, namely the Zari character. I didn't really care for. I don't think she's really needed in the show. And we said goodbye to some characters, you know, Firestorm, which, you know, that those deaths and, you know, the way they got rid of that character was kind of whatever, here or there. I wish they could have done more with them, maybe giving them a larger arc to get rid of those characters, but whatever. It is what it is. You know, we all know that the CW world, you know, in CW they have a hard time keeping actors because, you know, it's such a long commitment to be in a season of the show. You have to live in Canada. It's not like you can be an actor living in LA and just, okay, I'll go do a movie, come back and shoot for this. You're shooting in Canada, so it's kind of isolated from everything else. So I can understand why this show just drops characters and stuff like that, and just adds characters willy-nilly. It's just part of the beast, you know, it's just the nature of the beast. So, you know, moving forward with Legends of Tomorrow, I'm actually gonna go home and watch like 2 more episodes because I'm happily surprised with this season. You know, how they did the whole Time Bureau thing as opposed to the, you know, Time Cops or whatever they had in previous seasons, Time Warriors, Time Lords, whatever. Yeah, man, so that's Legends of Tomorrow. As far as Supergirl is concerned, I watched that first season on NBC, CBS, Fox, whatever fucking channel it was on. That shit was trash. We all knew it was gonna be trash. When it came to the CW, I thought it'd be better. I'm halfway through the 2nd season, so I'm not even up to date on Supergirl at all. So that's homework. For me, Supergirl, I really got into the Supergirl character in the comics during Crisis on Infinite Earths, which is one of my favorite epic crisis stories in the DCU. So on Crisis on Infinite Earths, she fucked up the Monitor. She didn't completely kill him, or the Anti-Monitor, should I say. She didn't kill him, but she did a lot more damage than any of the other 3 Supermen that were with her from different universes did. Superboy Prime or Superman and old school Earth 2 Superman. All those guys were there too, but she's the one that fucked up his armor and almost killed him. So I was like, oh shit. After Infinite Crisis, which is, you know, the retouching again of the Crisis on Infinite Earths, it's like the second part to it, but it comes like, you know, 20 years later. After reading that, I really got into the Supergirl character of the time, which is to me a very interesting story of, you know, it's perfect for a CW show because it's a high school aged girl that's from another planet, and she's, you know, completely a fish out of water, and she lands on Earth, and her purpose was to, you know, protect her cousin, Superman. But he's a grown man now. Now he's Superman, and she's got that purpose goes out the window. The Supergirl show does some of that, but they, in my opinion, did the wrong thing by putting that character in her 20s. Because it feels like, why is this character so immature and angsty and has a stick up her ass, to be perfectly honest, and so depowered? If she's already in her 20s, she's been on Earth for like 10 years. That I didn't like. Melissa, I like Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl. I liked her well enough. I think she does a good job. But also Supergirl has a hard time getting villains. They have to kind of reuse the Superman villains, and they have what's her name, Lexi Luthor instead of Lex Luthor. It's kind of weird. I don't know. It just, to me, has taken off, and every episode feels like homework to me, and it's like hard to get through. So I just haven't caught up. But being a fan of this universe, this CW universe, I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna do season 3. Probably not before season 4 starts, but fuck it. I'll give you guys a fucking update when I do get through it. And yeah, moving on to Black Lightning. This is a new show, fresh off the boat. This one I actually did try to watch live. So I watched maybe like 5 or 6 episodes, or no, maybe like 4 or 5 episodes when it was on TV as it came, because I wanted to see this show. The show was pretty good. I mean, I liked it. It felt kind of like in the same vein as Arrow as far as he's fighting crime and stuff like that, but by it being filmed in Atlanta with different actors and a different family dynamic of the hero. He's not like the outsider that's brooding. He's a family man that's trying to keep his town from going to shit. That's a whole fresh new take. That's pretty cool. And I didn't watch all of it, but I did watch some of it, and I liked what I saw. I'm also gonna rewatch it from episode 1 again, because I think there is one episode in the middle somewhere I missed. Interesting dynamic with Black Lightning's daughters, who Lightning and Thunder, who in the comics Lightning was in the Justice Society, and she was whatever. I didn't care too much about her. But Thunder was a super cool character that was in The Outsiders, and I actually followed her and her relationship with Grace in the comics, who was Amazonian, who was a woman. So that was one of like the first LGBTQ characters that I personally read in comics. And it was around that time where Michael from The Office kissed Oscar or whatever, and like the whole gay thing was like, all right, America, we're accepting the gays. So it was around that same time, and it was really cool. I was like, okay, they're in my comics too, so I guess I'm accepting the gays too. And now it's 2018, and it's not even really an issue, so there you go. As far as the villains, I didn't get to see the development of their villain too much, because like I said, I didn't finish the season, and I am going to finish the season because I'm dedicated, goddammit. I'm dedicated for these shows, and I'm going to finish them over hell or high water. But, like I said, these shows suffer from the fact that a lot of them are like 23 episodes long. And as opposed to like the Netflix shows that can be, 1, more adult, and 2, better shot with bigger budgets, and 3, 10 episodes, 13 episodes, boom, you're done. You can binge it in, a weekend. So yeah, Black Lightning was dope, but I'm afraid that it might fall into the same pitfalls as Arrow or The Flash, that had a very strong beginning because the idea is fresh. The first season is really good because the idea is fresh. But then once the novelty of that wears out, you're like, okay, gotta introduce villains, freak of the week, who's it gonna be this week? And it starts falling into those problems, and I'm afraid for Black Lightning, to say the least. The last entry into this little rant about the CW verse is something that I really, really have been looking forward to. Batwoman will be making her debut this year. They're gonna give her like a short run of a show, I think like something like 10 episodes probably. And they're gonna introduce her in the mid-season crossover, with everybody crosses over. This season, Legends of Tomorrow will not be crossing over with everybody else because they just have so many characters probably, I don't know, but it just feels like very stuffed. So, and you're gonna be introducing a new hero, so it's whatever, I don't care. But yeah, I'm excited to see Batwoman. I'm excited to see if they're gonna actually introduce Batman. Now, as a lifelong Batman fan, I don't want to see Batman, to be honest, in a Batwoman show, because I feel like she can be her universe's version of Batman. The one reason that I've never really liked Batwoman in the comics that much is because, especially in the beginning, she wasn't part of the Bat family, so I have felt some kind of way about somebody with the Bat insignia running around that's not in the Bat family. But her story on her own is pretty cool. I was just always like, why don't you just make her into her own character? But then thinking about it in retrospect, a non-Bat character, that character would have never taken off. If you guys don't know, her tech comes from her father, who was in the army. It's a military, big shot in the military. And she trained in West Point. She has like a cool backstory, tragic backstory. If you guys, since this shit has not debuted, if we have fans that don't read comic books but do like these shows, I'm not gonna spoil everything for you, but she's separate from the Bat family, and I feel like this show should keep it that way. Maybe she could be her Earth's version of Batman, and maybe that can be in the same Earth as Supergirl and Black Lightning, because I think that's their own little pocket as opposed to, you know, Legends of Tomorrow, Flash and Arrow that are in another universe. So I'm excited to see that. Another reason I didn't like, you know, Batwoman, to be honest, is because I kind of had a crush on Renee Montoya, The Question. And I know, yeah, she's a fictional character and she's a drawn character. What of it? You want to fight about it? Let's do it. But yeah, she was bae. And then, you know, it turns out that Batwoman was her girlfriend. And I don't like that. So it's supposed to be my girlfriend in a fictional world. I've got issues. But anyway, that's the end of my video and my little rant on the CW. So if you guys enjoyed this video, drop a like. If you have something to say, you fucking weirdo, it's a comic book character. Go ahead, drop it in the comments. I'm a weirdo, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, man, you guys can check us out, Dropping Loads, Ol Drunken Geek on Instagram. And yeah, man, that's all I got for today. ODG out.